there, YouTube. We are back with some more match play commentary for y'all. I'm joined by the Quackity McQuack Quack, the Kaiju King, Jack of all trades, TJ. You live? You okay?
I tried to say subscribe. It didn't come out very well. It's fine. I'll get better at it. I promise you I'm practicing. It's just not going well. That's all.
But as I said in previous videos, these are some matches that we recorded over at Sully's Abode, which is the local card shop that we go to every Thursday for Digi. Pop off at about 6:30. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, want to check them out. They're located in Bolingbrook, Illinois. They've also got a ton of other TCGs and a bunch of locals that pop off pretty much every day. So feel free to check them out. I'll drop their TCG player link in the video description down below. Today's matchup features Anthony playing a different build today. He's playing Wargreymon Toolbox, going up against myself playing MirageGaogamon on the right. I think shout out to Anthony. I mean, he definitely shows that he's a versatile player, piloting various amounts of decks on the channel very, very well, showing that he's not just a machine stan at the end of the day. And there were some good matches, definitely good back and forth between the two of us. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. As I said earlier before, check out our socials, which will be in the video description down below. And also, if you like our content, you enjoy what you see, and you just want to support us handsome boys on the channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's hop right into the round.
So I was surprised to see Anthony playing Black Gray, but also at the same time, I guess I shouldn't be. I know he is kind of given up on Machine for the format.
Yeah. Or
at least he just doesn't have. He has very little hopium in it, and I don't blame him. It's rough for Machine between Ace cards and Source Strip, the DP climbing that every other deck does right now. Machine just struggles.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the protections.
But yeah, I go ahead and start off with a Buka into a Gaomon and then pass turn with a training, which is pretty good. Pick up the new BT-16 Gauga, which honestly is goated right now, giving in-archetype jamming, giving you another modality to help bulk your opponent's hand size up, like particularly with your burst mode plays. Really, really good. I do love this level 4. I decide, you know what, let's just be patient. Let's just try to build up a line. We training into another Mirage to pick up another Mirage. And then I decide, okay, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go into the boy and then pass turn over to 3.
Just set it up. Make sure you have jamming on your stack. I mean, you already had Buka there, but Wargrey's definitely a deck that can build up many more sources than you. Leave under Greymon, choke you to 1.
Here I'm debating what to do. I decide I go into the EX3 mod to bounce.
EX4.
We go ahead swing with jamming 1 check, and then we go into Mirage just to bounce the Agu back to white board and pass him over to 3.
Yeah. I was like, the second I saw that board set, I'm like, Ben has the EX4 gun in hand probably. Well, Iron Fist.
Yes.
Okay.
Iron Fist just to fist me. And then we go ahead and play a Thomas just to set up a memory tamer so I don't keep getting choked. And then I play out a boost just to search, and I pick up a level 4.
Oof. Okay. Do you find a BT-16 Gaogamon?
So I think
that's a pretty scary board state. I'm not gonna lie. Training and a mem boost on your side is spooky.
We do see Anthony push up with the Agu, uses the start of main phase effect to digivolve into a Greymon for free. And then uses the Greymon when digivolving effect to gain a memory. So gains a memory, then plays a training for 2. Goes into a Greymon X just to continue building up his stack. And then plays a Metal Gray.
Yeah, so here's the issue. He's kind of stuck just passing turn to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty... He does have 1 layer of protection.
Yes.
But I don't know if that's enough to keep him safe. You'll go ahead, you'll draw and you'll gain 1. You'll gain another because Gaogamon is insane. Go Makao. You're able to swing here. He has enough cards in hand where you ignore that. You have jamming, so he can't be redirected.
So here I go ahead. I have boost to give me 4 exactly. Then I Zudo to strip the protection sources, and then I bounce the Metal Gray with Mirage.
Yeah.
Again, just a whiteboard and pass turn.
Gain. Yeah. No, it's pretty good. So Anthony now has got to look for another way. He does have a BT-12 Agu that'll go into. Goes into Agu X. It's got some good cycle going.
I will say Anthony consistently was able to find rookies and build up a line, which I was like, if I were playing Wargrey, that man never blesses me with that. I'm like drawing level 5s left and right.
You and me both, brother. So go ahead and swing. You'll both draw 1. Or no.
I go into Mirage to bounce.
You drew 1 and then you...
And then to restand my other Mirage, swing, and then swing. And he was showing me that I bounced back a Hades Force because I was just like, there's no way I'm going to swing because I've been burned way too many times by Hades and Wargrey decks. I'm like, if I can bounce security as much as possible, I'm bouncing that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no. I think that's the one thing with Mirage too, is that it also does not have to check security as much as other decks. It can often just bounce.
Yeah.
You just bounce security and just get around having to actually trigger any security effects, which, you know, it's not as good as trashing because you're not just getting rid of the card, you're putting it in your opponent's hand, which can sometimes unbrick them or save them. Sure. But oftentimes, because of Mirage being an OTK deck, you should just win the game at that point anyways. Yeah. Or you put them in a position where they can't do anything.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think, like I said, Anthony is still very scary. You know, his deck is definitely got the Anthony spice to it. But yeah, I mean, being able to bounce security, get rid of board pretty efficiently definitely helped me out this round. But I do think that for whatever reason, I don't know what other people think, other Mirage players may think, but I just struggle against Wargrey, man. I don't know what it is. Every regional I play, like I do well against the meta, and it's just like Wargrey that bops me. Like whatever it is, I just can't get around. I think the protection is definitely something that messes me up.
Protection's a little weird. Admittedly, the regional though, you kind of...
I did throw the last round.
You can't. Yeah, I don't want to be mean, but you kind of just... You kept playing rookies into a deck that wants to raid and pierce through you, and you're just giving him the targets to restand and raid and pierce for more checks. Like, I genuinely think that if you passed in those games at the regional, you probably win.
Get third place.
You get third place, yeah. This is true. This is true. So we see just both of you guys setting up here, though. Both of you have some Tamers on the board. Anthony does have a Greymon in the front, and he has an Naguex in the back. So he's got that sort of like dual stack building going on, which oftentimes is pretty good for Greymon. So Opto Greymon X in the back. We'll swing with that Greymon. We'll check and live. Yeah.
He goes into a Metagray in the back
for 3. Yeah, so I think he's just setting up to have a proper stack to do something. He has at least 1 layer of protection there. He's probably expecting the other Greymon to get knocked out, but you just do some search.
I decided to go into Gauga here just to kind of have him play around the potential of an ace. But here, Anthony's very smart, goes into Altarius, which just pops a 5 or less, which just gets rid of that threat, period. Which I'm like, well, okay, well, there goes that idea. Then goes straight into a Black Wargrey X, which is pretty good.
Yeah, no X antibody in sources, though, so he is just kind of... He can redirect, but he does not have any deletion abilities, I believe.
Correct.
If I'm remembering which one gets what. I can never remember which effect is procced and which isn't. So let me read it real quick to make sure that I'm not lying.
So here we see we see the limited Greymon X allowing Anthony to gain a memory off a tie, going up to 3. Go ahead and swing with Black War, hits a Gaomon and lives, which is, you know, pretty big guy.
Yeah. He does have protection. He has like anybody in sources or in hand now, so I'm
he does, and
he's
he has a Hades. So I'm sitting in some world of pain right now.
Oh, he goes under that one. Okay. And then Hades? Interesting.
And then goes ahead and swings with that guy, but then goes into the Metal Gray, goes for 2 checks. Hits 2 Gaugas, which is pretty good for him. And
then that one reboots.
Does
not trash.
Does not trash.
I think that's what you're asking, I'm guessing.
No, he had mentioned trash top of security. I was like, it needs a BT-11 Metal Gray, I believe, to do that. He was switching the redirect, or like popping the like unsuspend and like the trashing one. So it's all good.
So you're kind of thinking here, he's already gone through a lot of your security. You do...
I lose next turn if I don't do anything.
Yeah, you are able to swing without being redirected. Because he has 8 cards in hand, right? Or no, am I crazy?
No, actually, no, not yet. He has 7. So here's where I get him to 8. I go ahead and have Thomas draw so that we now have 8. So I go ahead, swing a check with jamming, head to training.
Yeah.
And here's where the gas sort of stops, because it's like, well, I can't really do much.
You can't bounce either stack
Yeah.
with both that protection. So you gain a memory off the inheritable from Gaomon. You can go BT-11 Mirage. You'll just end up...
I don't even have BT-11 Mirage in hand at this point.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, and that's just it.
So I just play out a Gauga just to pass turn and just expedite my demise. But I do Zudo. I'm able to strip the Gray X, and then I decided to strip the Koro to bounce the Agu with the hopes of maybe I hit an option card in security and I can deal with the body, but at this point I am reaching.
Yeah, even then, if he sequences it right, he's fine.
Which is what he does right here. Wargrey, BT-12 Wargrey into the Zudo, gains the memory, then swings and swings. So,
yeah.
That's all she wrote.
Go to game 3.
Go to game 3.
Go to game 3.
Yeah, I think if I can establish a BT-11 Mirage early, I think that's usually my best bet. And also hoping that Wargrey suffers from the occasional brick, you know, because if they need to search and having an established BT-11 Mirage out on board, it like handicaps their ability to look for their pieces and find what they need. But if they're able to just like turbo into a line and do damage, it is scary, because if they have the right protection, I can't bounce the stack. I kind of have to rely on the OTK play. And if I don't have the OTK play, I do struggle clearing board as efficiently as I usually am with other decks. But we'll see. Yeah.
Well, and the big thing too, if you go into BT-11 Mirage early, you also just sort of floodgate your opponent's ability to search for cards.
Right, exactly.
Because you can cut their turn early, and it only gets worse the bigger their hand size gets.
Exactly.
It snowballs.
Like, he can't do stuff like this, right? Like, play out a boost and search, because then he just starts passing turnover. But an early boost is never bad. Picks up some pieces. We both do the same. We both just like search for our pieces. I pick up a Gauga, EX4 Gauga, and then go into it in the back.
Yeah, just set up your line.
And then he sets up his tie, which is pretty good.
Yeah, so now he can Evo into that Agu for free, and he has a Mem boost ready to kind of go, so he can potentially go all the way up to his level 5.
Yeah.
Pretty handedly here.
Yep. Which is what I'm able to do. I was seeing BT-13 Matchplay pretty reliably in this matchup, which is definitely one that I want to see, especially with Black Wargrey on the board.
Those are some reveals.
Those are reveals.
Metal Gray. Opts to not use the Metal Gray effect, which is fine. I mean, he has the tie and he has that memory boost, so he still has more than enough memory to do plenty of things.
Cracks the boost, goes into a BT-12 Metal Gray.
Yeah.
And here he can go into a top end right here now if he wants to.
He's got 2 layers of protection, so he's sitting pretty. But no Wargrey. Or Black Wargrey.
I think as he played the Agu, he was like, let's just hope and pray. And I'm like, well, you hope and prayed right, brother.
Are you still just not seeing?
I don't have a BT-11 Mirage, no.
Even if you did,
I have 3 burst modes in hand and another BT-13 Matchplay. I'm like, I need to see him, otherwise I can't do anything.
So swing, draw 1. We'll go into Black Wargrey X for 5 here.
Is a big guy, but still only doing 1 check. I hit a training, which I'm like, ooh, that's something.
That is something.
And here we're just clarifying that like popping and trashing thing again. But he does give me 3 memories, so I'm like, okay, well, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, well, you had the memory setters. That's why you didn't tap the tie, because you're gonna go to 3 regardless.
Yeah. Like at this point, he's just a big beater. He doesn't have any security modifiers. Agu, if I can choke reliably, is not gonna do a whole lot. But he does have that Agu in the back. We could easily go into a Greymon for free and then turbo into stuff. So I'm like, I need to do something fast, but I don't want to rush preemptively. I full moon to here. I'm like, wait, why am I stripping? I'll just attempt to bounce the Black War, force him to get rid of 2 sources. Does get rid of the 2 Agus, and then I'll gain 1 for every 4. So we gain 2 memory, just put him to 3, and hope that I can find BT-11 Mirage, because then the hope was, you know, then we can just go into a burst mode play.
Snowballing a bit. Yeah.
Goes this way. I was like, no. I was like, Mirage, you need to be in my hand.
Admittedly, that one doesn't even save you though, because you need the.
He can't be blocked though. He can't be blocked.
Or you ignore redirect entirely because of your BT-13
Exactly. Yeah.
My thought was you can still be redirected by the black or gray axe.
True.
That's why.
True. Greymon swings. He is a 7k body, so does end up living against the Galga, which is pretty big, honestly. Because keeps another body on board, forces me to have to deal with 3 bodies, or else I just lose next turn.
Yeah.
I Full Metal Blaze to attempt to bottom deck the level 6.
Board, right?
But no, he has another layer of protection. Yeah. Which is, I thought I had another, I thought I could do it, but then I realized that he had it. I was like, well, crap. Let's just hope I live another turn.
Which, I mean, you should.
I should.
Unless he has something crazy going on.
I mean, he could easily just like blitz Omni and then swing with Omni.
Oh, did he add the sources to hand for a second and then realize that he needed to be in trash?
And then he Hades, which absolutely just ends me here because I'm like, well,
yeah.
If I had 3 memory, maybe I could do something, but even then, it's like I still didn't draw into BT-11 Mirage. I searched with the Gaomon, hoping that, you know, maybe I draw into him because I gain a memory off Inheritables, and we draw into another Gaomon. I'm like, well, there's no Mirage there. So at that point, I'm like, well, I can't do anything. I just go ahead swing because I can't be redirected, but I do die because I don't have jamming. I just hard play a Mach-Out because that's all I got in hand. That's all I can do.
Yeah, just call it a day. Yeah.
Because I set up for my secret trap card.
Uh-huh. Bikemon Ace?
No.
No, it's, I mean, that's hard. Like, you can't, there's not much you can really do in that scenario. You're not seeing your, like, your main boss monster.
First mode
especially
Ace,
if your turn is pod. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, yeah. At that point, there was like no point dragging it on, and then it was there. It was like literally then like next card or next couple draws. Next couple right there. Cards. Which, I mean, it happens, right? Especially if you're playing an OTK deck, like it's gonna happen. You know, stuff like that will pop up every now and then.
It does. Bricking is a game mechanic.
Yes. We coin it here.
We should put that on a T-shirt.
Yes.
Put that on a T-shirt.
Hyper Colosseum merch.
If you guys think. Ayo. Yeah, if you guys think a Hyper Colosseum T-shirt that says "Bricking is a game mechanic" that has our logo on it, let us know in the comments below.
We are starting to do stuff. We are, you know, we're gonna get memory markers. We are in the talks of maybe designing playmats. So we're trying to expand a little bit, get you stuff, you know.
Yeah, something a little fancy, a little funky for y'all.
Yeah, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this matchup. Definitely a good showcase of what Wargrey can still do in today's meta. As we've talked about in other like tier list videos and whatnot, like Wargrey does have a somewhat decent matchup against Magna X in the right scenario. So is it going to be like meta defining? Probably not. But I think we're going to see some people try to bring it back every now and then, as Anthony just did here. So well played by him. Was some great matches, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you think down below, and hopefully we catch you on that next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.